Hey everyone, glad you could join me today. Did you know Social Security just turned 90 years old? Yep, since 1935, when Franklin D. Roosevelt signed it into law, this program has been the lifeline for millions of Americans through retirement, disability, and survivor benefits. But here's the headline. President Donald Trump just signed a proclamation calling Social Security a sacred promise, and he's claiming that under his leadership, it's being renewed, reformed, and even freed from federal taxes for seniors. That last part got a lot of people talking. So today, we're breaking down exactly what that means, what's real, what's symbolic, and how it could affect you. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What role does Social Security play in your life? Is it your main income or just a supplement? Drop a comment. I read them all and they help build our community. The promise of Social Security was designed to keep Americans who've worked their whole lives from falling into poverty in retirement. Today, nearly 70 million people depend on it every month. For many, it's the difference between financial stability and uncertainty. But there's a looming problem. The Social Security Trust Fund could run out of money by the mid-2030s, leading to automatic benefit cuts of around 20% if nothing changes. Trump's 90th anniversary proclamation on August 14, 2025, Social Security's 90th birthday, Trump signed a presidential proclamation. Now, a proclamation doesn't change laws or funding, it's symbolic. But Trump used the moment to showcase changes his administration claims are already improving the program. He argued that when he took office again, the system was collapsing, plagued by long wait times, endless phone holds, and massive backlogs in disability claims. If you've ever tried calling the Social Security office, you probably know how frustrating that can be. The leadership shake-up to fix it, Trump appointed Frank Bisignano, a former private sector executive. According to both Trump and Bisignano, offices were understaffed, technology was decades out of date, and seniors were waiting months for answers. They say those problems are now being addressed. Wait times are shorter, calls are being answered faster, disability claim backlogs are shrinking. If these improvements last, it could be a huge quality of life boost for beneficiaries. The fraud crackdown. Trump also highlighted efforts to root out fraud, removing hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants from the benefit rolls and clearing fake records, including some claiming people were over 160 years old. He framed it as, no illegals, no fraudsters, no fake accounts. Critics, however, say many of these fake accounts were simply clerical errors. While fraud does exist, independent reviews suggest it's not at the massive scale these numbers might imply. Still, protecting the program's integrity is something most Americans agree on. The tax-free Social Security claim. The biggest headline was Trump's statement that seniors no longer have to pay taxes on their Social Security benefits. Here's the reality. This change was part of a larger measure called the One Big Beautiful Bill, which has already been signed into law. For seniors, this means keeping more of each check, extra money for bills, groceries, or just breathing room. But there's a catch. Those taxes help fund Social Security. Removing them without replacing the revenue could speed up the insolvency date, possibly as soon as 2032, just 7 years from now. Short-term relief versus long-term stability. It's the classic policy trade-off. Short-term, more money in seniors' pockets right now. Long-term, bigger funding gap for the program. Trump argues that his broader economic policies, tariffs, a strong stock market, and rising retirement accounts, will strengthen Social Security indirectly. Critics counter that tariff revenues don't actually go straight into the program, and higher tariffs can raise everyday prices. Political symbolism and Roosevelt's legacy. By timing the proclamation with the 90th anniversary, Trump aligned himself with FDR's legacy, presenting himself as a protector of Social Security. But some Republicans have floated ideas like raising the retirement age or changing cost of living adjustments, while some of Trump's own advisors have called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. That leaves many wondering, will these promises hold? Where things stand right now, service improvements are real and helping people. Fraud prevention efforts are underway. Tax relief is in effect, but could worsen long-term funding issues. The big picture hasn't changed. Without congressional action, whether that's raising taxes, cutting benefits, or a mix, Social Security's trust fund is on a countdown clock. So here's the question. Is eliminating taxes on Social Security worth the risk of moving insolvency closer? Drop your take in the comments. I want to see where you stand. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so we can keep tracking Social Security, Medicare, and retirement updates together. Social Security has kept its promise for 90 years. The real challenge now is making sure it can keep that promise for the next generation.